we're just really excited and pumped to have this game on December 3rd. Two teams from the north that we're going to be hosting in the south with our great Southern hospitality. We're known for our Southern hospitality, and we look forward to hosting you, your families, your football teams, the media as well. Everything we do for our bowl game is a reward for the players. They're the ones that play the game. They're the ones that spend the time conditioning, spending the times in the summer and the winter, et cetera. And so we use the theme of live, laugh, and learn. We take the coach and players into Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, where these kids aren't going to get out of the hospital for Christmas, and they may never get out of that hospital. So to bring some cheer during Christmas to those kids and their families is great for the coaches and the players to give back. And then lastly, we do something that no other bowl does, and you're not supposed to do, but we take both teams together over to Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Dr. King preached from here in Atlanta. And Coach Curry Bill Curry, who won 2 Super Bowls, coached at Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia Tech, and Georgia State, has written a book, 10 Men in the Huddle. And he's going to give a speech about 10 Men in the Huddle, which is very inspirational, very leadership based. And that'll be a great evening for both teams to enjoy. So with that, we'll look forward from our board, from our staff, volunteers, which are the best in the business, to welcome you to the capital of college football, Atlanta, Georgia, for the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. Thanks, Matt.
All right, thank you, Gary. After comments from the head coaches, we'll go ahead and jump right into Q&A from the media. Again, please make sure your viewer is labeled. Raise your hand if you have a question. And we'll start with Coach Narduzzi. Coach, if you'll make your opening statement, please.
Sure, Matt. It's an honor certainly to be on this call. It's an outstanding thing for Pitt to be here today. Obviously, we're coming in after a great win last night against Wake Forest in the ACC championship game, and so it's kind of been a whirlwind last 24 hours. But we couldn't be happier to be in the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl and play such a great opponent as Michigan State University, who I've got great knowledge of. That university, after spending 8 seasons there and winning a few ball games with Coach D'Antonio, who I've got an unbelievable relationship with. Obviously, Mel Tucker, outstanding football coach, at every level, from the NFL to Michigan State, Colorado, and Georgia, and everywhere else he's been. Just a super coach, and this is going to be a heck of a ball game. I think you guys picked 2 great teams, two top 15 teams, and obviously Michigan State's at number 10 in the country, and maybe should be even higher than that. But it's an honor for our team to be able to go play them down in Atlanta. We can't wait to get there.
Thank you, Coach. And now Coach Tucker, we'll take your opening comment, please.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We're very excited for our players and our program and all of our fans to be selected to this New Year's Six bowl game. It's a very rewarding accomplishment for a 10-win regular season. Our first ever appearance in the Peach Bowl, Michigan State, and the 3rd ever appearance in the New Year's Six Bowl, and the first since 2015. And so our fans will be very excited to be in a big-time bowl game, and they'll show up strong in Atlanta. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we'll go ahead and move into Q&A. We'll start with Chris Solari from the Detroit Free Press. Chris, go ahead and unmute your line and ask your question, please.
Good afternoon, guys. This question is for Pat. First of all, congratulations on winning the title last night. And I was wondering just the emotions when you heard the announcement that you would be playing Michigan State, and how do you kind of separate emotion from the ability to coach a game against Michigan State?
You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute.
Coach Narduzzi?
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Obviously, we as coaches don't get to play in the game. However, Chris, great question. Good to see your face, as I said earlier that you didn't hear me, but we're excited, obviously, to be in this game. And but it's a football game, and it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We got a great opponent. It doesn't matter that I coached there for a few years, and that will not play into any role at all. Coach Tucker's got a brand new roster there, and I don't think there's many guys on that roster I know or ever coached. I know a few guys on the staff, but besides that, there'll be no emotions. It's just another football game.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we'll take our next question from Matt Wenzel from MLive. Matt, go ahead and unmute your line and ask your question, please.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
This question's for Mel. I was wondering, you mentioned the sense of accomplishment. I guess can you go a little deeper on that as far as what you guys have achieved so far, going from 2 wins last year to a New Year's Six bowl game, and what was the reaction from the team today upon finding out you guys were playing in the Peach Bowl?
Yeah, well, I haven't talked to the squad yet, but it is an accomplishment to get to a New Year's Six bowl, get to the Peach Bowl. Winning 10 games is an accomplishment. I think it's the 9th time in the history of the school that the program has won 10 games, and we have an opportunity to get to 11. And so we're really excited about that. It's a great way to send out our seniors. Our fans have been great all season. It's going to give our fans an opportunity to support us again in a great bowl game. Our fans travel well. We have an exciting football team, and this is just a great way to wrap up the season.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks, Coach. All right, we'll take our next question from Christopher Carter. Christopher, go ahead and unmute and ask your question, please.
It's questions for Pat. Pat, beyond, Michigan State being, a place that you coached for many years, I'm sure you're more than well familiar with the challenge that they present running the ball with Walker and everything. You guys have been stout against the run all season, and you guys took down the Syracuse, which had the #1 rushing offense in the ACC. What's this like, for you hearing like, hey, you get to gear up for a guy that's been mentioned as with the best in the country?
Yeah, we haven't played Kenneth Walker yet, Chris, but, I haven't watched a ton of tape. I probably watched 2 or 3 games. We have an opportunity to watch Michigan State football game where we're going to put that on. And, during the year. So he's a great running back. He can run. He's fast. Obviously, he's a transfer from Wake Forest. And I know Clausen speaks highly of him as well. So, we know what kind of athlete he is. It'll be a big challenge. And just because you stop 1 at Syracuse doesn't mean you can stop 1 at Michigan State. So it'll be it'll take a lot of work, and it'll be a challenge.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we'll take our next question from Kelly Burkett from WPXI. Kelly, go ahead and unmute and ask your question, please.
Question is for Coach Narduzzi. Coach, with the fans travel last night to Charlotte, what do you expect to see in Atlanta?
Hey, I'm sorry, you kind of broke up a little bit. I think someone's muted.
I was saying, with the way the fans traveled last night to Charlotte, what do you expect to see in Atlanta from Pitt Nation?
Kelly, I expect to see the same thing or more. I think the Pitt faithful will be in strong attendance in Atlanta. I think, what you saw last night, you're going to see again in Atlanta. And it was outstanding.
All right, we'll take our next question from Johnny McGonigal. Johnny, go ahead with your question, please.
Yeah, Pat, obviously making a bowl game any year is big in terms of those practices you get, but to have a New Year's Six bowl ahead of you guys against a team like Michigan State, what does that do for your team, top to bottom, freshmen to seniors, to prepare throughout these, 15 or so practices you guys might get, a handful of practices looking ahead to that game?
Yeah, it gives us an opportunity for, another ball game. Gives us an opportunity to win 12. But it gives our younger guys an opportunity to get a little bit more practice in. Although, I think bowl practice nowadays is not much about that as it is just getting prepared for a game. It seems like there's a lot less time to get prepared. The first thing we'll be, focused on is trying to regain a week of recruiting we lost last week. So, I'll be on the road this evening and we'll get recruiting cranked up this week and then get started next weekend after an official visit weekend on Michigan State.
Thanks, Coach. All right, we'll take our next question from Matt Charbonneau from Detroit News. Matt, go ahead.
Thanks, guys, for doing this. My question's for Mel. I know there's some guys, Kenneth in particular, who probably have plans to, move to the next level next year. I know Kenneth said he intended to play in the bowl game. Do you know at this point, is he for sure planning to play, or are all your guys expecting to play in the game that may have that option?
Yeah, I haven't heard from any of the guys that they've decided not to play. So at this point, I'm assuming everyone is going to play. But if something changes, I will certainly make sure everyone knows that.
All right, next question, we'll go back to Chris Solari from the Detroit Free Press. Chris, go ahead.
This question is for Mel. I wanted to kind of the same question that was asked to Pat about facing Kenneth. I mean, you have to face Kenny Pickett, and I wondered how much you've seen of him on tape and what you've seen from that Pitt passing offense this year.
I have not seen it. I haven't seen any coaches copy tape on him yet, but I've seen some highlights and I've seen him a little bit, on some. Just him passing. I know he's a great player, and so we're gonna have to do a much better job in our pass defense. We've got to tighten up some areas. We've got to get some guys back healthy in order to be able to have a chance to contain him and slow him down.
Thank you, Coach. All right, we'll take our next question. We'll go back to Johnny McGonigal. Johnny, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, Pat, last night when Kenny said that he was planning on playing in the bowl game, does that surprise you at all that he would be up for this opportunity to play in a bowl?
Not at all. That's who Kenny Pickett is. That's what our team's all about. It's not about Kenny. It's about our football team. I think, they think bigger than that. It's a team-oriented team, and they're unselfish, and they play for each other. And I think that's the most impressive part about this football team, and that's why we are where we are today.
All right, next question will go to Jim Comparoni.
Yeah, this is for Mel Tucker. Hey, Mel, just some general housekeeping here. I'm wondering for the next 5 to 10 days, what is next for your team? What will you have your players doing, and what's next on the agenda to get the players ready for whatever's next?
Yeah, well, the staff will be out on the road recruiting this week, and our players they'll get 3 lifts in and running sessions, and also they'll get some scheme work in and some things like that, some X's and O's work and some walkthroughs, some self-directed things as well. So that's what we're going to do this week.
Thanks, Coach. All right, next question will go to Jerry D. Paola from Pittsburgh Tribune.
Thanks for your time today, gentlemen. This is for both of you, if you can answer it one at a time. I know Kenny Pickett said he's going to play, and it may not be such an opt-out, may not be such a problem with a high-profile game against high-profile teams. But do you think this would become a problem throughout college football if a couple guys start doing it, and then a couple other guys say, hey, that's not such a bad idea?
All right, let's start with Coach Narduzzi first, please.
Yeah, Jerry. I mean, I think that's something that's already happened. We're already into that. That's been happening for about 7-8 years now, it seems like. So that's the nature of the game we've created. I think, going to, from the old BCS to being a 14 playoffs, sometimes it makes some of these bowl games insignificant, which, the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl is not. And I think the bowl system is one of the greatest things ever. I've never been to a bad bowl game. I cannot wait to go to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Everyone that I've ever been to, I've enjoyed, and I know we'll enjoy this one. Our team will enjoy it. And I can't help guys that, end up opting out, and that's, everybody's got to make a decision on their own. But bowl games are, outstanding for the team, for the coaches and families. And I think it's a part of the game that everybody should enjoy.
All right, and Coach Tucker, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the individual decisions for the players. Typically, as there are guys that they may be dealing with some type of injuries, or they may be deciding whether they're going to come back for another year or leave. And if they're going to leave, then they have to make a decision. Well, does it help me to play in this game or not? And what is the risk? What is the reward? And so those are decisions that they make, their business decisions, and whatever decisions our players make, I will support them 100%.
Thanks, Coach. All right, we've got time for 2 or 3 more. We'll take our next question from Stephen Brooks from 247. Go ahead, Stephen.
Thank you, guys. Can everybody hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. This question is for Mel Tucker. Mel, I'm wondering the location placement of the bowl game. I know Georgia is a big recruiting area for your program, and a lot of others as well. It's an area you're familiar with. Does showing your face down there as a program, playing that game in Atlanta, do you think, in your experience, does the bowl game site have much of an effect in recruiting, or is it just kind of the result and maybe the brand name of the bowl? But physically being down there, do you see any kind of recruiting benefit there?
Yes, it's going to help us quite a bit. We recruit heavily in the state of Georgia, and all the way down to South Georgia. So we're going to be very visible. It's going to be great for our program, great exposure for recruiting. We saw that when we played down at Miami earlier this season. We had a very good showing, and there was a lot of excitement generated in South Florida about the Spartans and Spartan football. So we got a very good response, and made a lot of connections because of that game. And so this will be very, very similar.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll go back to Kelly Burkett from WPXI. Kelly?
Yeah, Coach Narduzzi, I know the players are different, but does your experience, all that experience you have in the Big Ten, do you think that's any kind of advantage going into this?
I think it is. I kind of know Big Ten football a little bit, but football's football. Different players, different color jerseys, different logos, but football's football. But just kind of where they come from, I think that helps a little bit.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we got time for, I think, 2 more. We're going to go next to back to Chris Solari from Detroit Free Press. Chris?
This is for both Pat and Mel. I know you guys have some similar overlap in terms of mentors with Coach D'Antonio. I guess, how much have you guys known each other over the years, and do you have any shared stories or meetings of each other?
I'll let you go first, Pat, if you don't mind.
I've admired Coach Tucker from afar. We've not been fortunate enough to work with each other, but just admired his work. I know he's been an exceptional defense coordinator and DB's coach throughout his career. And, I know Mark D'Antonio spoke very, very highly of him in the days that he worked with him. So that's my knowledge of Mel.
Yeah, I've just got to know Pat over the years, particularly with him being with Coach D'Antonio and just seeing him at some camps and things like that. I know they visited us here down at Georgia when I was down in Georgia and in the summer and so I know I've heard nothing but great things about Pat and as a coach and as a mentor, and then obviously having met him several times over the years, I have a really good conversation. He's a really good ball coach, great pedigree. Really did a really good job here when defensively here at Michigan State. Very, very aggressive in coverage and pressures, and I really had a lot of respect for what he did here as a coordinator, and obviously as a head coach, he's done a great job.
All right, we'll take our final question from Jim Comparoni. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, this is for Pat Narduzzi. Pat, congratulations on the season and your win last night. When Michigan State fans watch the Pitt Panthers in this game, when they watch your defense, how will they recognize any similarities in structure to your defense today compared to what they saw out of your defense in 2014 and so forth? Will it look familiar?
think so, Jim. It's good to see your face. It's been a long time. Yeah, I think they'll see. They'll kind of know what it looks like. It's the same aggressive style defense that we had up in East Lansing, and it's kind of what we do. And Randy Bates is our defense coordinator, does a nice job.
All right, thank you. Good to see you too.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. I know we went a few minutes over, coaches. We certainly thank you very much for your time. We're looking forward to hosting you in the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl this year. It should be a heck of a ball game. And we wish you guys safe travels down to Atlanta when you come down for bowl week.
Hey, Matt, I just want to say one last thing, Matt. I appreciate you having us on today. And Gary Stokin, I can't thank you enough for inviting us to the bowl game, you and the rest of the crew. So thanks, and hail to Pitt.
All right. Coach Tucker, final comment from you?
Yeah, thank you so much. We're very excited about this opportunity. Look forward to seeing you soon. Go Green.
All right. Thanks, everybody. That's going to do it.